Okay. Yeah, let him in. I got two guests.
Peace.
Hello?
Peace.
Okay,
Peace.
so
Can you hear me?
Okay. We're about to bring you on, DJ.
The phone is breaking up. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yo, what's
Hello?
going on, everybody? What's going on? This is the Freedom Truth Radio Show. We are live tonight. It's May 20th, 2018. We're live here at the Freedom Truth Radio Show here at Hamilton Radio and live on Facebook. We got two very special guests today, one of which I had on a couple months ago. Two very good brothers that I met up in Detroit. I have a company called Atum Works, and they are teaching. They have an educational platform and also business building platform where they're teaching people how to do commerce on the private side as well as the public side, but to harness their own security, or what a better way to say that is to take control of their identity, take control of their corporate self, and leverage that to create more commerce in the business world. These brothers are young and they're fiery, and they have so much information to share regarding credit, regarding business, regarding living in the private, regarding taking control of their corporate self. So you want to pay attention to what they have to say. Brother DJ and Brother Nasut, welcome to the Freedom Truth Radio Show. Glad to have you. Thank you for calling in.
Peace, brother. Can you hear me?
I can. I
Brother
can hear you
DJ.
loud and clear. Brother Nasut, I can hear you too. Thank you.
I can't even hear, bro. I don't know what he's saying. But
Can you guys fix that? He said he can't hear. He can't hear me.
nah, I can't hear you. I can't hear, bro.
He can't hear
Brother
Nasut.
Nasut.
Nasut, you there?
Yeah, we both in New York, but we in two separate parts right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, see, okay. Tell Nasut to call right back in because somehow we got disconnected with him. But we can go ahead. DJ, you can go ahead and start. Maybe you can text him and tell him to call right back in. We lost his line.
Yeah, I'm taking care of that right now. He just
Okay.
messaging me. I'm
Cool.
doing it right now.
Cool, cool.
Okay, but well, as far as the company goes, we about wealth development
Yep.
and teaching people how to, do better. I'm like, when people ask me what I do, it's funny because one of the sisters that I know, she expressed it that the acronym for it in Europe is IFA. And IFA is also known as IFA, which is the African Spiritual System.
Right.
But it means independent financial advisor, and that's what I am. Like,
Okay.
it was funny. Yeah, but it's just, like, it's all these little different things. The more you grow, the more you can pay attention to the symbols and signs, and then
Right.
you really know it's for you. Because I love doing this. I get to help people and make money doing it because I'm smart enough. And then I also don't have to be excessive with the pricing, and neither does my brother, especially for the manner of work that we do for individuals.
Yeah, and I can testify, you guys, because I'm a member of their site and company, and immediately, as soon as I joined, these brothers sent me tons of paperwork, tons of information. It was no lag. It was no let me get back in touch with them. They must have lost my email. They're very professional, and when you reach out to them, they answer the phone. So I can definitely appreciate that, and that's one of the things that's lost in the realm of urban businesses, is because people don't have the type of urgency or the type of honesty that you guys carry, and I can definitely appreciate that. They've been teaching so much. I went to one of their conferences last month back in Detroit, and it was so informative. Brother DJ had so many guests that offers so much information, and it was highly informative. I walked away with so many notes and so many contacts, and it was just phenomenal. So I can definitely appreciate what they have to offer here.
Well, I most definitely appreciate you and everyone else who came out for the networking event. And that had to be like our third annual. The company is still fairly new, but we do fairly well as far as reaching out and building and developing.
Okay.
And some of our goals for our new members is to, well, you know the type of paper. First off, we're a private network, so everything we do is not for everyone. We only
Right.
deal within our circle, because that way we can really focus on those individuals who like want that level of development. And then also dealing with these people who, are on this frequency. I know myself, I wouldn't have a problem living in an area with all of these people. So it's my goal is in order to, mine and the companies is in order to put individuals in affordable housing.
Right.
And because things that, like how you seen in the video, things that we need to manage is, one, our living situation and our food situation.
Right. That's true.
Because everybody got to eat and everybody need a place to lay their head. Did bro call back in?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, I'm about to text him. Whoa. Man, New York has some crazy traffic, boy. And that's another thing. We've been on the road. I've been gone from home almost 3 weeks. Well, going on almost
I know
a
you guys
month.
been touring, right? You went down to where? North Carolina, Alabama, Georgia,
And Florida.
and Florida.
And now I'm in New York.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. That's good. You make
Yeah,
your rounds,
we've
man.
been building contracts, developing, getting things in order for the company.
Right.
And especially because we have to take a trip outside of the country, like at the end of the month.
Okay.
So we have to go to Belize and Jamaica, both
Okay.
of them, for some company things. But we're being active and we're doing. It may look like we're partying, but we're actually working. If anybody know me, like I love what I do, so I don't mind putting in
Well,
work for it.
it's not really work then.
It's
you
fun.
putting in the
Because,
work,
like,
but
it's fun.
it's a lot of fun because you getting something out of it by helping people and then making people aware, because the information you guys have to share, man, is just is helping people to realize that they can actually take control and take power over their situations, and they don't have to stay slave employees for the rest of their lives.
Financial freedom is our only hope.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm like, this is my first time ever coming to New York. I'm a real observant individual. I'm a
Right.
Sagittarius, so our thing is
Right.
One
Yeah.
thing I realized about New York, it is a lot of money here. It is.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen this many BMWs in one city in my life.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
for real, like, everywhere I turn, it's a BMW. But then as far as it goes with the cost of living here, individuals don't know, because I just jumped to, like, 5-6 states in just a month. So I'm going to pay attention to the commerce in every state.
Sure.
One thing I realized about here is, like, they're paying for the environment, and it's not a healthy one.
That's true. That's true.
Because, like, everything is compact and stacked on each other here. And I don't feel like this type of environment is conducive for our people's development. So I feel like we kind of need a reset,
Okay.
because we didn't develop these cities like this. So it's not going to be conducive to our upliftment.
Right.
And I know some people be like, well, you're going to let them gentrify the city. Well, like, if you handle your commerce, you can just make your own completely. And then understanding your situation and status, it's like, you come correct. You can own the land that they're operating on.
That's true.
So it's all on how you operate. I believe it's either Atlanta or Alabama. One of those counties is owned by melanated people now.
Wow. That's amazing. I think we got bro back in. Now, Suit, you up there, man? Brother Nasut?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. DJ, can you
Yeah,
hear
I
him?
can hear you now too.
Okay,
Yep.
good. Now,
Russell,
just to
go
give
ahead.
a short intro to this brother, this was one of the other brothers I met at the conference in Detroit, and his information on credit is just phenomenal. You know, if y'all subscribing to Lexington Law or any of those other big wig credit, you can just cancel that subscription. Give this brother a call because he's going to straighten you out. He's going to show you some loopholes in the credit law that he figured out and is getting actual results. And it's phenomenal the stuff he does because let me tell you right now, the stuff he got, Lexington Law ain't going to show you that. And they charge you about $100 a month. And it take you about a year and a half to get all your stuff off of credit. They'll just keep, because they know that you on a subscription plan, they just going to keep charging you, and you call back and say, well, I thought this was supposed to be deleted. I thought this was supposed to be removed off my, oh, we're still working on it. We still sending emails. And just studying the laws of the Fair Trade, what is it, the Fair Credit Reporting Act?
Reporting Act,
yeah.
Yes.
That shows you that it only takes 30 to 90 days to get those things, those negative and delinquent items removed from off your credit report. So you don't have to stay in a subscription for a year and a half to get that stuff. It's all a big lie.
Not to mention you can get paid for it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, bro. And you know, you can take the time you want to elaborate on that if you want. And you know, if you would like to just give a brief synopsis on how you got started with this.
Well, I actually started by myself, you know, going through the roots with my own bank. I got hurt at work and ended up actually going and putting my money in the bank and hoping that they was going to stay in honest and just take the money out of my account every month for my car.
Right.
But what they ended up doing was taking all the money out and charging it to the principal. So I ended up going delinquent in payments unknowingly. They didn't send any type of notice or anything to the house or anything. It was just they took all the money out of the account and charged it to the principal.
Wow.
So technically I was still in honor because I had came in there and I put money towards the principal. So I went in there and asked a few questions and I read over, I ended up reading the Fair Debt Credit Practice Act and read over it a few times and went in there. I actually read over it right before I went into the bank and asked them a few questions, and it didn't sit right with me.
Okay.
So I started doing a little research for myself.
Wow. And so what did you find? Was it more law-based or just some of their banking codes?
Well, it's all based in commerce, and we got to understand that law governs commerce.
Right. That's true.
So the first thing that I looked into was UCCs, because those are the Uniform Commercial Codes.
Okay.
So those are the laws that govern commerce, and that was what it was. I had went and got a loan from the bank, and I was supposed to be paying them back. And I ended up looking at, I believe it was UCC 3. I can't think of the actual number at the moment, but that one particular code set everything off of me. It stated that commercial papers had to be held, hold in due course. So I looked into it for my state and found out that the credit union wasn't even a bank. They were just a union of people that was extending credit to its members.
Wow.
And I went in there and I asked them if they could produce the actual promissory note that I had signed originally for the loan. And no one could produce it. They actually ended up telling me that they shredded it.
What?
So the document that kept me in debt, or would be the actual certificate to say that I owe these people, they said that they shredded it.
So that means you don't owe the debt anymore. They don't have proof that you owe it.
Exactly.
Wow. That's absolutely
that was
nuts.
one of many.
Yeah, these banks, these so-called banks, are committing fraud hand over fist, man. This is crazy.
I want people to understand something when it comes to banking. There's absolutely nothing wrong with generating or shifting funds.
Okay.
It's when you allow other people to do it for you, then you have an issue, because I'm in the banking, and all of our members will be in the banking. So I'm setting things up for them. They're going to have assets and all of this stuff. This is the reason why the documents are set up the way they are.
Right.
And anybody who have conversations with me, we transparent about everything. But we now it's to the point where it's to the benefit that we keep things within the network but I'm still transparent about information if people ask me questions or anything. But when it comes to actually doing work for individuals, we legally or lawfully. But, and it's because we're about to start advancing into a financial platform, and we need individuals, we need to have people's like stuff in order for us to start making all of these funds that we're putting in place. You know that some Native American tribes, the members are the people of the tribe. They get $1 million payout every year just because of the casinos.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So why don't we, especially if we the Aboriginal Indigenous?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Because nobody's doing commerce or banking.
Yeah. Well, I was really making reference to these big corporate banks because nobody really knows how.
I understand.
Yeah, nobody really knows how they operate, and the sad part about it is that, and I've said this on the show before, people, get yourself a Black's Law dictionary and read and look up these words. Look up the word bank. Look up the word commerce.
Well, I can express what's going on with the banking system.
Okay.
It's actually, when you grasp the overall of what's happening, you can express it pretty simple. Because especially with securities, like the treasury bonds that individuals receive at birth, such as the birth certificates that start off with a $5,000 start, and then with interest over time, it starts accumulating. Then by the time you hit 30, when it hits maturity, you have $1 billion mutual fund, and you don't even know about it.
Right.
So what happens with that instrument? The original, because we know we don't get the originals. It says certified copy on it, right?
Yes.
The original goes, well, it gets registered with the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, and then it gets transferred into the DTCC, which is the largest trust company in the U.S. I'm not sure if it's the largest in the world. I don't want to misquote it, but I know it's the largest in the U.S. It has a value over $19 trillion. So knowing something like that, and these people don't do nothing but trade and barter securities, such as your birth certificate, even sometimes Social Security cards, court cases, all these things have QSIP numbers, which are nothing but 9-digit alphanumerical numbers that are for securities. So it's just, and then it's actually underneath UCC law, it's legal to hypothecate because you have given them the ability to. Yeah, you have given them the ability to, because they transfer your signature over underneath UCC codes. It may be UCC 314. I don't want to misquote it. It's so many codes. But I know one of them is for transferring the signature. So this is how judges are able to write in pleas for you and things, especially if you haven't secured yourself and you made the claim and stated that nobody has the ability to operate on your behalf because you're not a child, you're not a minority, you're not a minor, you're an adult.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, talk about the Uniform Commercial Code, because now I've heard a lot of these so-called sovereign gurus. They say, "Oh, you don't need the UCC. That's just a bunch of garbage. You just need to, go claim your birth certificate or something like that." Or they have all these sort of loopholes about this, but most of them probably shy away from the UCC because they don't study the UCC.
I concur.
Yeah. So
I've been dealing with the same structure of information going on 10 years now. So individuals who have not even incorporated a hard 3 to 4 years, because you got to think about the same. My doctor, Dr. McGee, he told me he was like amount of time to this information that I have to receive my degree. He calls me a doctor of finance, and I'm honored that he said that. I don't necessarily look at myself like that.
Right.
But it's because I put that much time into it. So I'm eligible for that title.
Yes.
But individuals have not incorporated that level of time into it because they don't see the end game. Our people are some I need it now people. If I told people some of the things that you could do with a UCC, do you know they'd just be jumping out their chair trying to get one? I was taught by one of my mentors, you don't show them the money.
Right.
Because that's what they're going to be interested in. But some of my most recent YouTubes, I did a little flashing. We were just doing some promo and stuff, having a good time.
Yeah, I saw that.
But other than that, but that's investments. All of that is for investments because we traveling and things. We looking for real estate, all types of stuff.
Right.
And as far as really dealing in the UCC, I say, if individuals knew you could build personal credit and business credit with a UCC, and you having a hard time, if you understand how securities work and also liens and debts and how they're reported, like, and you find an agency that reports liens, even tax liens get reported. So that's a line of credit that's being either credited or debted to someone. Right. And if you can present that transaction, you can receive a credit boost. And then if you also can track the payments, credit boost, or present the payments. But it's all a transaction between you and a secured party. That's the crazy thing. And you know you can generate funds just off the signature. So I'm literally telling people, like, you literally can make credit just off writing it out.
Yeah. Well, that's how the government does it.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're all working. We're all law merchants. We're working with commercial papers every day. Anytime you sign your name, you have officially signed a legal document.
Bro, tell them about your consideration. How you be getting down.
Well, yes, UCC 3-311, UCC 3-306, and UCC 3-603. That's tender payment of court and full satisfaction, and secure your name in the contract. You have to always secure yourself in the contract, especially when it goes on both sides. You can reserve your rights, but if you don't secure yourself in the contract, then you don't have any standing. You can't say go back and rescind. You can't go back and tell people what you want from them if the contract doesn't fit or meet your need at that time.
Okay.
But you also want to always give consideration. That's up on the tender of payment. For those who are listening, once you go study it, you'll see that there's only a condition to pay. So when there's a condition to pay, $1 will suffice, because if you reject that dollar, or a financial institution or a supposed creditor rejects that initiate dollar, then that goes against the debt. So send them $100 in $1 bills,
right?
Each at one time, or you can send that $1 bill 100 times. Cancel your debt.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it's all because really, to be honest with you, since FRNs are legal tender, they're structured as debt. You can't pay debt with debt.
Exactly. The whole system is prepaid. So therefore, really once you sign your autograph, the AU being gold, your signature is gold.
Yes.
The vehicle, the house, the shoes that you got, what you sign with your card, take the receipt and get that money back. It's all about credits and debts. We just balancing the books.
That's it. Wow. Amazing. Talk about that, Brother Nasut, how you have remedied some things for people's credit reports where you've been able to get restitution for.
Indeed. Up under the FDCPA, they have a legal section where you're actually able to take someone to small claims court, a supposed creditor. And there's many different violations that correspond with it. But the main one is that they're reporting on your credit.
Wow.
If anyone's reporting on your credit and you haven't told them that they can, or you haven't told the credit bureaus that they can, that's $1,000 because you are the original creditor.
Wow. That's amazing. But you mean
it's really bad when you have a copyright trademark in place for it. That's 500,000 triple in damages for every time somebody utilizes your straw in any manner you don't see fit. So that's it. You don't have to be petty, but like when you got your stuff in order, you can be as petty as you decide.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's due process of law. You've already put your claim in. You've already put a claim in on your entity. And anytime someone comes to try to injure you in public or in commerce, you tear their head off.
It's very simple, because if someone makes a claim like, just for example, child support claim. So if child support, if the state of, I reside in Michigan, the state of Michigan decides to make a claim against me, they have to make a factual claim, because I've already put the claim on the straw, because they're not addressing the living soul, because business can only deal with business.
That's right.
So they're coming after my estate. And if I don't have a contract with you stating that I owe you something, and like technically this is like defamation of character, because sometimes they may pop up on the credit report and things like that. So you're defaming the straw. And I've had it on public record for years that, you know, if you say anything about my name, even if you send me mail and I don't care for it, that's $500,000 and triple in damages just on the copyright trademark alone.
Amazing.
Not even if it's a judicial officer, that fee is a lot more. You've seen how much that stuff is.
Yeah.
But you have put this on a public record, so if they violate it, you have every right to proceed with your claim.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And that's all about litigation.
I know you can be first in time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's
people need to stop being lazy.
Yeah, well, you have to put the work in, but it's just amazing how much we can actually protect ourselves, and we don't even know it. And we're taking the high road by getting this, you know, rinky-dink insurance policy that's, you know, you got to pay into for the next 50 years, and they only, you know, give you a portion of what you've actually paid into, when you can really secure yourself without even having any of that, and secure your family's legacy.
Exactly. And that's what it's about. It's about the prosperity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Being able to pass on these pieces of land, these plots that we have, with all of them are tabernacles in a sense. Depending on where you're staying, you know, you want your family home, but you might want a vacation home.
Right.
You got 2 or 3 mortgages. That's a hassle. When the whole time you've already paid for these things.
That's right.
You have to do a evaluation. Well, first, I always recommend that you need to understand, like, the difference between a creditor and a debtor. Understand your position in life, because one of my most popular videos on YouTube is the Arizona State. I've also had some of the worst comments ever on that video, because somebody called me. They said what I'm talking about. I should go get a. I haven't worked like for anyone like almost my entire life. The longest job I ever had was like 3 months.
Wow.
It wasn't meant for me to work for anyone. And it was meant for me to incorporate my time into this. But it's always going to be naysayers in this process. So this is not.
Wow.
It was like, I'm in New York. No offense to anyone who resides here, but it looks like zombie land. Like, and it's just groups of individuals. It's like in real life to me.
Yeah. Well, they're lost in the.
They don't know.
No.
It's the same way in Detroit too. Don't get me wrong, but I just see so much more of a population here.
Right. Yeah.
And I realize, like, for the amount of space the square footage in their homes and the amount that they're paying, it's not worth it. Because what they're paying here, they can go to other states like Baltimore and Detroit and live super comfortably and have space, have a garage, have a place to park, everything.
Right.
If anybody ever been to NY, it was like one of the biggest issues for me that I would have is I drive trucks.
Okay.
Like, that parking stuff is over with for me.
Right.
But we want to be able to control our situation, pick where we can stay. We have to learn to start managing ourselves. That way you can manage your destiny.
Right.
That start with your finances and even your diet. Your diet is, like Dr. Madi said, like, your diet is directly to your commerce. It is. Because if you're eating bad, you're not going to want to function properly.
No.
You're going to become lethargic. You're not going to do no paperwork. Some people not going to want to get up and go to work.
Yeah, well, you don't have the proper mindset. Because
what do you think will give people the proper mindset?
What do I think?
What do you think will give people the proper mindset?
Well,
what is the best way that we can help? Because, not to sound rude or anything, my concern is the members.
Right.
And because if you incorporate energy into us, we have an obligation to take care of our people.
Sure.
So it's the same thing. Like how the United States, they're obligated to take care of their beneficiaries because they're the trustee over the situation right now. So it's obligated to take care of the members right now because, like, I'm kind of the trustee over the situation. I will actually grow the trustee over the company. Right. That's the funny part. But we have to manage things for the better of other individuals. So I don't want it to seem rude if I'm just saying, like, my concern is the members.
Of course.
Because a lot of people will be like, well, that's not. is multiple of our ancestors, but none of their lives is my life directly. It was like I have a whole different life path to live. So I'm still uplifting for all of humanity. I'm just making sure I take care of in-house first.
Right. Well, that's, you know, it's kind of like the law of reciprocity. People that are interested in investing and becoming members, they obviously value the product that you're presenting, the service that you're presenting. So with that in mind, that's what you're giving back to them. That's your loyalty to the process, you know, and that's, I totally have respect for that.
The goal is to give for real. Everybody have land, have a home that's yours.
Right.
Even if you do own one, you can have another one.
Absolutely. You know,
even in this world, the way we plan to have it set up is these individuals can live close enough to with each other. They can educate their children together and everything.
Right.
But it takes time and it takes work. It's like we're just being active in order to get it done. That's the reason why, well, most of us haven't been home for almost a month.
Right.
Exactly. We're moving so far. We're in and out of country. It's the things that we put in place is manifestation on the full form. Like, when the people take the time to put things in place for themselves, really, because a lot of people are just going with the wind. They're blowing in society, in the commercial whirlwind, and they don't know
what do you think can get them off of that hamster wheel? What do you think will really get people off that wheel? Do we have to just get ignorant, flashy, like money? I gotta get more jewelry. I don't. I like my gold and stuff, but I don't care about none of that stuff. But bro, like both of y'all, like, what can we do in order to make people understand? Like, you have to make a change, or otherwise it's not gonna happen.
No, but not only that, I totally agree with what you're saying. I think that what you guys are doing as far as the teaching part is so relevant because, you know, and I've said this several times before, if we were to take all of the wealth of the world and split it equally amongst the world's population, within 5 years, the same people who are wealthy would be wealthy again, and the same people who are broke would be broke again. You know why? Because of the education and the mentality. People don't know. Everybody does not know what to do with wealth. You know,
I believe James Brown said that.
Yeah, people. You know, wealth in the wrong hands is just like, you know, people just being.
Y'all seen it? Y'all all watched Chappelle Show back in the day. I loved it. I was watching it back in middle school. You remember the episode when they gave them all the money, and then that's the one they made the skit from at the end, like, should I never gave you?
Yeah.
Hey, you know that part?
Right.
Yeah, like the stimulus package, and what people go do, buy whole trucks and Newports and everything. David Chappelle is telling the truth. Yeah. It's like they're not conscious of what to do with it.
Not at all.
That's one of the main reasons why I feel like some people need trustees, because that's what the United States do for them.
Yeah.
Because the United States know they're not competent.
No, of course not. Well, it's just like.
But if I say that to adults, they're gonna get offended.
Well, but not all of them know what to do either. Because, you know, the whole point is it's the same reason why you would, in general practices, you get like a UTMA account for your child, because you manage that and you say, okay, now you're mature enough to handle this. I'm going to allot this amount to you at a certain age so you can prove yourself. And then when you surpass that, when you get to another age, then you can have the rest. But if you give all of them, you know, all the money at 18, what are they going to do? They're going to buy a whole bunch of sneakers, a whole bunch of Sony PlayStation games, and a bunch of foolish stuff that absolutely has no value. And so it's the same, by the same token, people that have no maturity or any type of knowledge as what to do with wealth. You see it all the time on the lottery stories. People win hundreds of millions of dollars, and in 5 years they're even more broke than they were before they had the money. And some of them even tell you, I wish I never won the lottery. Because it's a mentality.
They didn't know how to manage it.
They don't know how to manage it, but wealth is a mentality as well. You have to be taught. You have to be educated on how to manage wealth. You know, I think it's very important.
My parents wasn't always the most, not to say that my people don't have money or they don't do it. Like, they served for the United States government. They were, they're both Marines and everything like that. So, like they do all right as far as because every vet is not like getting benefits and everything, but those are two who do.
Right.
So I was able to, you know, like really like get some level of development. But as far as finances, I picked that up myself. But I was fortunate enough that they, like how I said previously before, I was learning because they was in the military. I was learning how to buy, sell, and trade stock in the 2nd grade.
Wow.
I had my first like real economics book when I was like in 6th grade for a whole economics class.
Very fortunate. You were ahead of the game.
But my parents never really, like, they showed me, because I do the same thing with my son. Like, I give him money, like, when we go out and go get snacks and stuff, I have him pay for his stuff, so he understand the bartering system that's in place right now. But as far as understanding, like, credit and stuff like that, my people didn't know that stuff. I programmed my brain for that stuff. I just picked a bunch, I Googled all the best money movies, like Wall Street Never Sleeps, Wolf of Wall Street, all this stuff about financial transactions. The one with Eddie Murphy and Trading Places and stuff, that one. Yeah, like I watched all these movies because it was about financial, and most of them was placed in New York. That's funny. But
most of them were in New York.
It was like in Manhattan, because I was in Manhattan. Manhattan got good commerce. If I was to ever come back and visit and pick a city to like really reside in, because it's just, I love the energy there because I'm a commerce guy. Manhattan has the energy like I rock with. But even though I know that Wall Street, they was trading some of our people back in the day there, but you know how that goes. That's
of course,
it's so many different things that's with that. But it's up to people to really want to do better when it comes to finances. Like I use entertainment for education. What people get entertainment out of, I educate myself. Like shows like House of Cards, like all the money movies. You gotta want to do better.
It was a message.
And bro, he do the same thing. Bro probably read more than me. I'm not gonna even hold y'all up.
That's good. Well, you know what they say, leaders are readers. And you know,
I read a lot. I just skim now.
You skim now. Well, you know,
I speed read.
There's some great books out there that I mention on the show sometime, and they're good to read. You know, Law of Success in 16 Lessons, Think and Grow Rich. If you want to know about the commerce, you should definitely read the Creature from Jekyll Island. Teaches you about the Federal Reserve. All those books are really good. There's another book. I can't remember the title of it.
OPM?
OPM? Other People's Money.
Other People's Money, yeah. All those books will teach you the language of, because money and wealth is a language. And if you don't, you know, you can talk, the general stuff, but you really want to get down to the nitty gritty. You need to educate yourself on how money works, because it's a system.
The only way around not reading this information is paying money, because you're gonna have to pay for somebody to delegate your affairs.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just expressing this to individuals who may be listening right now, because if you're not gonna read this information and apply it into your own life, you're gonna have to pay extra for someone else to do it. Not even us, because individuals have incorporated a lot of their own energy, which is a form of commerce. It's an exchange of energy in order to be competent in these fields. So they're gonna want some form of exchange.
Right.
And one thing for any individual to request something for free is not necessarily fair to the individual who has built up all that time. Yeah, because if somebody asks Doc for like some free stuff, if they ask him for some free stuff, that's not necessarily fair to him. Everybody know that man has spent years for education and everything, and he got the credit report to prove it, because most doctors do, because medical school is expensive.
Very.
So he needs to make his stuff back, and it's just reciprocation. But I'm not saying that you got to pay for everything, but you have to come with I understand I have to give back something. Whether it's my energy, my effort, I barter, like I can come like contract with you. You have to be willing to give something. Yes. Like me and bro, like a lot of people don't know how we linked in. I believe I had seen him on social media, and I was like, "What you do?" He was like, "I clean credit and everything." I was looking to expand, so I was like, "Well, bro, I got credit stuff up on the platform." I was like, I'll take it down and I'll let you just like take over this portion of the company. And me and bro, like even we're literally from the same blood tribe.
Wow.
But me and bro, we don't like this was our first time meeting like over the phone. But it's like we're willing to build on that level in order to put us in a better situation. And now people know us for doing this.
Yeah.
Because we willing to contract with each other.
That's good.
Exactly.
And like,
but that's the thing. I'm trying to. People got to be willing to contract with each other, like how we on your show.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of commerce.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I feel like this. You know, if you have a valuable set of information, valuable product, I'm definitely getting you on my show because I'm all about putting the word of truth out so people can get free. That's why it's called Freedom Truth Radio Show because this has to be a platform.
The class is about to start too.
Oh, that's great.
I might have said, bro, go ahead and express to them the type of classes that it is because him and another sister who does very well and in the lawful field as far as like private lawful counsel. I don't like the word attorneys are legal things.
Right.
But she does very good in litigation. So her and bro, they have a project going on. I want him to express it to everybody.
Yeah, it would be the consumer defense course, and we were speaking as far as what will be the platform for people to come into to actually learn these things, to be a efficient and sufficient consumer, because a consumer is a creditor.
Right.
On both sides, we have to learn how to be able to pull in and then produce on some platform, and the more that you produce, and in the different fields that you produce, that allows you your quote-unquote sovereignty, because we all working in commerce.
Right.
Everybody has some type of form of nationality, of course, and they're pushing their commerce with their nationality. You have Spanish rice, you have Dominican rum, you have all these things, but they're associated with a people.
Yes.
So therefore, it's the same energy. The class is going to go into actually producing smart consumers. Therefore, you know when to purchase, how to sign. And when you get into those conversations when the people are calling you late night or at your job or you're in church and they're trying to collect, you know that you can get $1,000 for every time that they call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Especially if they violate a religious practice. That's actually, you can go beyond the original price range put out on the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Religious violations are expensive.
Mm-hmm. And that's
a lot
good.
of laws go into a federal.
What were you saying about going to a federal judge or a federal court?
Yeah, a lot of the laws are able to transfer into a federal court because of what it consists of and what they're doing. A lot of it's mail fraud.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is wire fraud. So the things that they're doing, these financial agencies or these supposed creditors, are blatant fraud. They're blatantly breaking the law, and there's no one to hold them accountable because these systems that have been set up are just those. They're systems with people that are going in there to get paychecks. They're not learning. I deal with the IRS daily, from Monday to Friday when they're open. And these people don't go to school to work for the IRS. They don't learn the manual. I've read the manual 3 times myself. And I have to tell them, I get on the phone with them. I was like, look, woman, man, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I just read the code. Did you read it today? Well, no, I don't have to. As I know you didn't have to. You came to get a paycheck. You work for $12 an hour.
Right.
But they've come to a point where we're living in the system, and their mind is in control of. In control. The government system is in control of the mass on a whole nother scale, and it's just really not knowing. Just not knowing. A lack of knowledge. Our people perish for a lack of knowledge.
For a lack of knowledge, that's right. That's right. You know, it's amazing because all that what you're talking about can and really is common knowledge. It's out there for anybody that wants to learn it or, take it in, but this is the kind of stuff we pass over because we're too busy either entertaining ourselves with reality shows or, looking at the idiot box and trying to,
exactly,
do stuff, keep up with the latest social media, But this stuff is out here for us to free ourselves. But you know, the elite or the controllers, they know that most people aren't going to take the time to put the work in, or you know, be diligent enough to educate themselves on how these systems and the laws work to be able to free themselves in this commerce game, because that's exactly what it is, a game. But nobody.
And that's exactly what DJ was saying, as far as like that, the jewels, the money. We have to grasp the children, because that's what they see, and that's what they want to see. They want to see us see our people flashy, because it's in our spirit.
Yeah.
They like to see us flashy, they like to see us in tune and making moves with money, because they want to do the same. But when they come to us, like, what do you do? Well, I clean credit. It's like, when you travel around in the BMW, but I clean credit.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
We have to change the mindset.
Exactly. Wow.
Young boys be thinking I sell gold or something. They'll be like, no, I don't do cattle bars, bro. They do actually, though.
See, and you know, that's another thing. You know, we can really, really change the game on how we approach young people in the street, because so many are used to seeing the hustler have the flashy cars, the big knot of money in his hand, the big diamond rings and stuff like that. And it's all illegal. But there's what you guys are doing is completely legal, it's completely lawful, and it's right, and it's actually going to set them up for having money for their children's children. You know, because it ain't no retirement plan on hustling on the street.
Exactly. It's about building generational wealth.
It really is.
Point blank, period. My children's children should be good, no matter what. And the only way that we can do that is establishing contracts with ourselves and knowing how to properly move in commerce and staying abreast of how things change, because commerce changes. They revise documents constantly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It changes all the time. And, you know, people don't realize, but while everybody was looking at the so-called royal family wedding yesterday, the wealth that was in that place was just absolutely unbelievable. Because it's, even though they got it, you know, unethically, but the wealth that they are purporting and you know, exuding there is generational. Their grandchildren don't have nothing to worry about. And but the thing is, we can set ourselves up the same way. We don't have to live as employees for the rest of our lives. Because I'm not. I'm telling you right now, all the information I'm getting from you brothers and just learning, I'm setting myself up to be in position where I can take care of my family really well and have my children take care of their families when it comes to that time.
I had mine muted because I was letting you talk. I didn't want no background noise to come across. You know, New York is loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm in the same boat. But my family is the members. Bro, no, it was like, if I rock with you, I rock with you. It's like, even if you wrong, like, we wrong together. I don't really care. It was like, we can talk about it later.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how it should be. It was like, that's how real family should be.
Well, I'm glad to see that you guys don't have the crabs in a barrel mentality, that's so important, because we see a lot of that happening now, even with certain celebrities. They get to a certain point and, you know, they don't remember where they came from, but they're not really trying to reach back and help or anything like that. And, you know, that's fine. I'm not holding them to any type of obligation, but when we get to a certain point, as those of us who are educating ourselves, we have to, if we want to really take control of our communities and really rebuild from within, this is what we have to do.
That's really why the tour that we've done, we really hit the streets. Like, we've been everywhere where the people are. And of course, like I said, you said something about celebrities. I don't consider us to be celebrities. I tell bro all the time he's a celebrity.
Right.
The bro, people know you famous.
Yeah, right.
I deny it. I'm so normal, bro.
Listen, bro, you out there now.
Yeah, he's doing all the job. But it comes to a point where it's like us being out there and being able to sit with the people and see how different people vibe in these different states. Like, we're in America, quote unquote, United States, and how we're vibing inside of America. Like, the people are having different problems in different places that I would have never expected. And it's not the same thing that's in my state. So it's like, daggone.
Wow.
I could connect, but I still had to retrospect on it. I was like, man, that's something different because I don't have to look at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
So being able to be down there in Birmingham, Alabama, I was like, man, the separation of wealth is right there. Like, you see the quote-unquote color side and the quote-unquote white side of town. And I'm like, man, it's money and then there's no money because I don't see. I'm looking at commerce. You feel me? Everything else is irrelevant. So it's money and no money. It's like, man,
what has been one?
This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. What has been one factor that you've seen to be consistent with all the states that you've gone to? Like you said, you went to Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North, South Carolina, and New York. What has been one of the elements that you've seen to be consistent in
our youth?
The youth.
Our youth are not being taught properly at a young age inside of these schools.
Right.
And it's leading them to be homeless at 16 to 18.
Wow.
They don't have any, the first thing first, we diffuse mortgages. They don't teach real estate in school. They
That's
don't
right.
teach credit in
no,
school.
They don't.
They don't teach financial literacy at all in school.
Mm-hmm.
And that is designed like that because they want you to be an employee.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go to school, you get a job, and then you survive.
That's it.
And for the ones that make it out of that scenario, then they make it out. But the one, like you said, and hopefully they come back to the hood and they help their brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
I frequent the hood constantly because I know that there's souls there that have the light, and we need to make sure that I get those brothers because they're going to be, and those sisters because they're going to be able to shine their light on those children and put them in a better spot because that's going to put us in a better spot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
From all the places that I've been, I've seen a rampant, like, it's just the homelessness and these they're babies. They're babies.
That's really
I know
sad.
13 to 18.
Wow. Homeless. That's
right
really
here
sad.
in America.
Yeah. And, you know, you talk about the education system. They're not teaching any of that, which is crazy because I can remember, and I'm going back a little bit because I'm a little bit older than you guys, but I didn't get my first, well, I don't want to say education, but because my mother used to have credit cards and stuff when I was growing up. She had, she had Sears and, she had like a MasterCard or something like that. But I didn't get any type of education on credit. I got my first brush with credit when I was in college and I was 19, and they was at that age and during that time they were just handing out credit cards to college students because you get your credit card, you can use it, buy yourself some of your books for class or whatever. I did that. I bought some books that I needed for class, and I also went to the mall and I racked up. I'm 19 years old with a $900 Citibank MasterCard, and I'm going shopping. I'm ordering food. I'm ordering pizza. Because nobody told me.
Balling out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Y'all want to eat dinner tonight? I got it. You know what I'm saying? That kind of
I
thing.
got it.
Because nobody told me that, okay, you got this $900 credit card. You want to, be smart about it. You only want to spend
You only want to
15
use
20%.
30%.
Yeah. And the rest of it, keep on there and then allow them to increase it. I didn't know nothing about the credit game back then. And as a matter of fact, back then, it wasn't based on FICO scores. FICO scores is a new thing. It just came out over maybe the last 15, 20 years. This wasn't, it was just, you signed over your social security numbers, blah, blah, blah. You put your, college student down there. Hand this guy a credit card. We got him. That's the trap right there. So I
have a question.
Yes.
Did you sign any papers for the military?
For the military, I've signed selective service when I was 18.
That's why you got the money.
Okay.
That's why they sent you, because at any point in time, the Americans could be like, "Yo, come on, we coming to get you."
Okay. Yeah, I did. When I remember when as soon as I turned 18, my mom said, you got to go downtown to sign selective service because they're gonna come and get you for the draft. And so I went and I had a selective service card that I used to carry around in my wallet, and that was my due service for being a U.S. citizen. But see, I didn't get educated on. I just said, okay, that's what my mom said I had to do when I turned 18. I didn't know that, it was the actual reason behind it. So my name was in the system, like you said, to get that credit extended to me. I never knew that. They still even have selective service?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And they're trying to draft our children from you.
Yeah. Well,
and they make sure that you go ahead and put you on there as an organ donor.
Yeah.
That's a later convo though, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sure do,
right.
But that's one of the things that they put in place that we don't know about that affects your credit.
Okay.
Like these small little things that we signed up for as children affect your credit, and they're
didn't
reported
know anything about
you saying that it wasn't a FICO score.
Right. No.
So how old are you, brother?
I'm 43.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research myself to see what they were called before, but it was FICO.
Yeah, this was this was like 25 years ago. So this was
okay.
There wasn't anything about FICO score. It's just you sign this and that's what you got. If you got approved, you got approved. If not,
you said 25. Yeah, I'm just 27 myself, bro. So,
I told you.
I was just saying how the system just switch up and change up, and they just constantly do it. But one thing, it always keeps the same main line because they got to tell the truth somewhere.
Yeah.
They have to.
They do.
They have to provide remedy somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm gonna say this in my closing because we only got a couple more minutes. But even though I'm 43, my teachability index is quite high because I realized that I've made tons of mistakes growing up because there was a lack of knowledge. I wasn't taught about the credit system. I wasn't taught about the banking system. My parents was, go to school, go to college, get your degree, get you a good job, and and be able to have some good benefits. That's what was drilled into me. That was the Robert Kiyosaki poor dad mentality. But now that I'm learning, and I feel very privileged and honored to even learn from you brothers who are younger than me, but you guys have put the time and the work and the study in to be able to educate. So I'm very humbled to be able to take information from you guys because I know that listening to your education system and the things that you have to offer is I'm going to better my life at an older age, but it's I feel like I'm gonna be able to recap and recoup some things that I've lost in those last 20 some years. So I'm very privileged about that.
That's love, bro. We appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely. So in closing, any final statements you guys want to just make and let people know where they can reach out to you and get a hold of you and find out about your services? We can put that information right here in the chat room.
Go ahead, bro. I also do want to give a little. I want everyone to come out to our event, July 28th. It's going to be in New York. It's going to be at Roy Wilkins Park. It's going to be live. Please come support us at Stretching Hands and my nonprofit. You can reach me at 984-212-0936. This is Nasuk.
Say that number one more time, bro.
Go ahead, repeat it, bro. You want to repeat it again?
Oh, it's
your number.
984-212-0936. 0936.
Okay. Y'all reach out to him. Let him, talk to you about fixing your credit. He's got tons of information that will definitely help you. Go ahead, brother DJ.
Well, yeah, I'm DJ Bay. The company line, the business line for the whole company is 248-325-8702. The website is atumworks.com, atumworks.com, and the email is atumworks@gmail.com. And we are actually, like when I say we're doing an expansion, I've been working to expand the credit portion of the company, so I actually been giving bro more work to do because I'm working to create jobs for our people. That way that we can continuously move forward and grow. So we are working in, well, actually some people have already came in the credit branch, and we already have some people who are coming underneath the scribe side of the writing as well. Okay. So if people have contracted with us to start making money. So like I said, we creating jobs. We're a real corporate. We're a real unincorporated business. We're actually a business trust, but we're out here operating properly. That way we can make change in the community and on ourselves as well.
All right. Well, that's good. People, you got the information. Definitely take hold of that, and let's reach out to these brothers. They have a wealth of information, and I believe they definitely can help you out of situations that you're in. So, with that in mind, we're going to close out the show. Brother DJ, Brother Nasut, thank you so much for calling in, being a part of Freedom Truth Radio Show. This is not the last time we'll have you.
Thank you for having me back again and bringing the company back as well.
Listen, this
I'm
is going to be an
appreciative
ongoing
of the
thing.
chance.
This is going to be an ongoing thing. I told you, this is a great exchange, because just as much as you guys are helping me, I'm going to definitely continue to have you on, because this word has to get out so we can help the rest of the family.
Much love.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Much appreciation.
Definitely. All right. Thank you all for tuning in to Freedom Truth Radio Show. We will not be back next week because it's Memorial Day weekend, so the station will be closed for that weekend. But we'll be back the following weekend. I have the author of the book. Oh, man, what is the name of this book? I had to get back to you on that. But the essence of the book is talking about the tax game. And he's going to be coming on the show talking about how to get freed from the clinches of the IRS. This is a show you don't want to miss. I'm going to post it later in the chat room. I forgot the exact title of the book, but it's a great book. You want to definitely read it and definitely tune into this show that's going to be on not next Sunday, but the following Sunday, which is June 2nd. So tune in then to the Freedom Truth Radio Show. Until then, thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll check you next time. This is the Freedom Truth Radio Show, where the truth will make you mad. Truth will make you mad first, and then make you free. Thank you for tuning in.